Yeah, we have Heidi Klum on the show, who I understand is a beautiful lady of German origin, and I've had a lot of great exposition. She's involved in the world of fashion, apparently, and beautiful people. And she's coming in today to play a very funny lady from Denmark. And my wife had a lot of things to pass along to her and wanted me to get her to say Auf Wiedersehen to me, which I'm not sure what that means. It must mean cheers. I can only imagine. Well, Leslie is receiving an award in London at this sort of international get together of powerful women who are beloved of their communities. And so Heidi plays a woman named Uli from a town named Silkeborg in Denmark. And it turns out that while Leslie is here, her own town of Pawnee is kind of turning against her, ironically, since she's receiving an award for having her community love her. And Heidi's character, Uli, of course, her town loves her so much that they've sculpted a statue of her in goat cheese. And she's so beloved of her community that it makes Leslie feel like even more of a heel. It's not, no. The wardrobe ladies warned us first. They said when they did a fitting with her, they walked out of the trailer completely shell-shocked at what a paragon of beauty she is. So I'm a happily married man, so I'll be minding my manners today and looking around the room as I try to maintain eye contact and have a conversation. It was incredibly exciting. We've already shot the stuff in the UK, and it was just surreal. One morning, at the crack of dawn, Amy and I were sitting on a bench at the Thames, looking across the river at the Houses of Parliament, and someone called action, and we just giggled and said, "Oh, okay, yeah, you want us to do work here? Okay." And we managed to settle down and get through the scene, but it was quite ridiculous to take a trip to London and also get paid for it and be given food. I am very much. Our writers, led by Mike Schur, have such an amazing job of. They're so talented at cleverly taking my expectations and the audience's expectations and turning them on their heads. Great examples are in the past. I've asked for episodes where I was coaching boys basketball or where I had a troop of scouts. And anything that I would have come up with for story ideas ended up being so cliche and rote compared to the way they took those and sort of turned them on their heads. And they gave me a scout troop, but they gave Leslie a better scout troop. And Ron's dilemma was that his sensibilities in scouting were old-fashioned, and he had to come to grips with that. And so the notion of having a Swanson baby is incredibly exciting to me because I know that they'll mine an incredible amount of humor out of what we expect it to be like and what it turns out to actually be like. I'm thrilled that it means we'll see a lot more Lucy Lawless, who's such a gas to work with and such a compliment to get to stand next to. My dad taught me at a young age, if you want to look good, find somebody like Lucy and stand next to her, and people will think you're doing something right. And I'm terribly excited to see how Ron handles fatherhood. Not hardly. I don't think I've shot out of the United States before. I've been working for 20 years professionally, so getting to shoot a show that's set in a small town in Indiana, in London and Scotland, was not in my imagination. I think it's in the third episode I'm going to get to work with one of my favorite actors, Sam Elliott. There's an episode where our rival town needs our help, and it turns out that they have a sort of doppelganger for each of our main characters. And my doppelganger is Sam Elliott, who I've been a fan of for many years, and so to get to work alongside him is going to be a great treat. I mean, the main reason we've come to London is because one of our main actors, Chris Pratt, is filming a movie here. And so instead of just lose him for the entire time, we thought if we bring the show to him, The Mountain to Muhammad, we could still retain him for a few episodes. And so we've come up with this somewhat unlikely storyline that a couple of the characters are involved in working with a non-for-profit organization here, and a few of we other characters have tagged along. And so, you know, as Midwesterners we want to see all the sights. And so we have hopefully lots of bits of comedy happening around London Bridge and the London Eye and Buckingham Palace and, you know, all of the great tourist sites. But we're putting our own spin on it. My character hates it all. He is a staunch libertarian, and so he has a great dislike of Europe in general.